It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Cleveland Browns and the Philadelphia Eagles. And it's all up next.
Welcome, football fans, to the birthplace of America, the city of brotherly love. The place where you'll find the best cheesesteak made in this country and some of the best football played inside of Lincoln Financial Field. Hi there, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us. You picked a fun one to tune into. I'm Kate Scotch, joined by former NFL quarterback Brock Huard. And we've got two quarterbacks here, Brock, who are known for playing a very exciting brand of football. Not just throwing the rock, but taking it themselves, too.
Yep, these are two of the guys who really epitomize the direction that this position's going in the modern NFL.
Yep.
Pocket passers, they'll have their place. They always will. But a lot of teams look to somebody like this as a default. A great passer, but someone who can also mix in plenty of rushing yards and keep that defense honest.
Justin Hopkins out, ready to send this away. And away we go at the link. Here's Avery Williams on the return. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. So here come the Eagles for their opening drive. They're led out by an incredible score through the air and on the ground. He was picked 53rd back in 2020. It's Jalen Hurts.
Kate, it's not often that we talk about quarterbacks having a nose for the end zone in football. It's usually reserved for the running backs. But Jalen Hurts has changed that conversation. He has so much power, so much strength. You get him into the short yardage situations or around the goal line, he finds a way to get in. But it's not just there. He's got a deep ball that's the envy of many. He's elevated his teammates around him, and he's got a skill set that I know a lot of quarterbacks would sure love to have.
Throw right side, caught by Smith. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only one? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
1st and 10 from the 41. Shotgun snap for Hurts. This one snagged by Dallas Goedert. And he's taken down directly on that 43-yard line. He finds him 16 yards and a new set of downs.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
They run it with Saquon Barkley. And they're able to grind him to a halt after a pickup of 4.
You know, these are the kind of runs, Kate, that a balanced game plan and a balanced offense is built on. It gets you good yardage, it sets up your play action, and it keeps that defense honest.
2nd and 6 coming up here. From the 38, he's got Smith. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
They'll keep this drive moving and come to the line for 1st and 10. Hurts. That's caught. It's Saquon Barkley. And he has it down officially to the red zone at the 20.
Just get this guy touches. I don't care how, I don't care when. Just find unique ways to get this running back the ball, and over time, he's going to make you pay.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. From the pistol, Hurts. Throw left side, complete. And he's going to be tackled, but still all the way down to the 6. 14 yards on a nice play there, and it gives them 1st and goal.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
This drive has been excellent. A few shots now. It's starting with 6 as they come up on it. 1st and goal. They'll go with the option to the right side. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
It's easy for me to say up here in the friendly confines of the booth, Kate, but that was not the right read. And you hate seeing him absorb yet another hit at the end of the play. You never want him taking unnecessary shots throughout this game.
Option play. They give it to Barkley. And he's going to get taken down near the goal line. It's a gain down to the 1. It's a 9-yard tote, and it sets up 3rd and goal from the 1.
When you don't have great success on first down, Kate, it's a little bit like a hitter in baseball falling behind in the count. And all you want to do as a hitter is get back to a fighting chance. Give yourself a better count. That play, well, it does the same here. Now a much more manageable and
he's in for the touchdown. The Eagles finish up an excellent opening series. Saquon Barkley, the touchdown. What an outstanding opening series, partner. They just wore down that defense as they marched their way to the end zone.
Yeah, it took a whole bunch of that opening script to find a touchdown, but it showed just how well designed that script was. It was the right sequence of plays to keep that ball moving and find the end zone while getting your offense established and into top gear right here early on.
Extra point up and good by Elliott. And the Eagles will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Elliott's all set for the kickoff. To return, Jerome Ford. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. So here are the Browns now, headed out for their first drive. And they'll be led out by this promising young signal caller out of the University of Colorado.
It's always fun, puts a smile on my face when I see a rookie leading an offense out. A lot of them look like 10-year vets with confidence and poise in the middle of that huddle, in the middle of their teammates. But let's watch his first couple throws. That's where sometimes you could see some of those nerves slipping through.
And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Jerry Jeudy, the intended receiver. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
Well, that was almost one of those nice chunk plays you like to see in the NFL, Kate, before he was able to recover and provide the hit and ultimately dislodge the football. You like to see that physical edge and scrappiness to contest any kind of shot plays down the field.
Stays in the pocket. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
Pretty clear here by these 2 play calls. The offense, they wanted to attack this secondary in the passing game. But this defense, well, they more than respond. It's got them in great shape to make a stand right here on 3rd down and finish off a brisk 3 and out to begin the game.
Defense looking to defend the marker on 3rd down. Setting up a throw. Again, he's under pressure, and he goes down. And consecutive sacks have them staring at a tough 4th down.
Sometimes I wish everybody could feel what that feels like. When you're a QB and you just feel the air in the pocket getting sucked out and you know there's no escape, it can be just one heck of a deflating feeling. Not for that defense who puts a sack on the board.
The Browns looking to punt on 4th down, so on comes their southpaw, Corey Bojorquez, to handle it. He sends this away, and oh, this is going to be a field flipper. Has it at the 37. And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. That one scored as a massive 67-yard effort. And the Eagles will take possession. New set of downs for him from the 46. First down throwing for Hurts. He's finds Smith. And he's going to be drugged down, looks like at that 37-yard line. That play good for 17 and a first down.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
Markers reset, ball at the 37. On first down, Hurts. And his perfect start is over. And that's the first one of his throws to wind up incomplete.
Well, he needed another second to deliver the throw he wanted to. You got to give a lot of credit that time, Kate, to the pass rush for getting in and forcing him to dish it before he was ready.
So after the incompletion, here comes the second down call. Throwing here, Hurts. That pass complete to Goddard. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And that's a Philadelphia first down.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
The drive picks up here, first and 10. Working inside the red zone. This one finds Goddard. And he's going to be tackled, but still all the way down to the 6. A nice pickup of 11 there, Brock, and they'll have first and goal to figure out.
I love throwing on first down. And when you see a first down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
They're going to run with Barkley. And he pushes them a little closer to the 3. Give him a couple on the run, and it's now second and goal.
Okay, all right. There's a little progress on first and goal. You keep it safe, you push a little closer, and now you're set up for what you want to do on second down.
So from the 3, here's second and goal. Motioning one of the tight ends. Second and goal, it's an option to the left. And he's in, touchdown, Philadelphia. The Eagles take a 13-0 lead. Jalen Hurts with the touchdown. Well, we all knew somebody was running with it there, and when the defender started flowing towards the back, he made the right call that he would be the one to run it in.
Yeah, he sure did. I think if he hands that off, this play does not end in a touchdown, but in a collision for his running back.
Yeah.
So not only is that running back thanking his quarterback, the rest of the guys are celebrating for that decision.
That one right down the middle. And the Eagles drive out to an early 14-0 lead. It's all set for the kickoff. Here's Ford on the return. And this drive will start inside the 25. Second drive coming up for this Cleveland offense. They didn't start the game off like they wanted, Brock. Still searching for that opening first down as they take the field a second time. Drive starts out with a first and 10. Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. He's got to gain a 6 there. Cooper DeJean with the stop. Give him around 6. That's going to make it 2nd and 4.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know and you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of a defense.
Short pass caught by his tight end. And he reaches the 35 before going out. A 5-yard gain on the play. And that gives the Browns a first.
When you see play action, do all you can to get your eyes to the tight end, because that's their bread and butter. That play action gives him time off the line, helps chip a rusher, or even helps sell that fake. And then when he releases, he gets out, he gets some leverage. He gets to that edge before the defender can cover him. Hey, Kate, I know it's unrealistic to expect a 100% completion rate from anywhere on the field. But in this close, you really shouldn't be missing too many throws. Those need to be borderline automatic.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Lone back gets the handoff. He gets forward, and that's about 4 yards. Zach Bond with the tackle. We will not get another play in here. That's going to do it for quarter number 1. It's a 2-score game early. We'll return to the link right after this. We're ready now for the 2nd quarter. Browns in control of it. They're looking at 3rd and 6 here. That one complete to Njoku. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. Now after making that catch, we see he's shaken up. Trainer's heading out to take a look. Football on that 47-yard line, 1st down. Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great blocking to spring them. Guys hitting blocks downfield, and a back who can show off his wheels.
New slated downs to approach here from the 40. Going to the ground again on 1st. And this is down to the 28 before the defense halts it. Pickup of 12 on that play. And that's good for a Cleveland 1st down.
That was the perfect play call for that particular situation. Gave him enough to pick up a 1st with some room to spare.
All right, set now, 1st and 10. They put a receiver in motion right. Play action on 1st down. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
And right there's the danger, Kate, when you put the ball in the air. How many times do we see these coordinators, when you get a nice run, right, you gain some steam on the ground, you stick with the ground game. They don't. They call the pass, and the defense reacts, and reacts well with a sack.
Offense to the line for 2nd down. Trying again, following the sack. Jerry Jeudy with the grab. And he's able to take this one down to the 25.
Not met many receivers in my life that don't love the spotlight, but you got to earn your place there. Easy way to do it, catches just like that, going up into double coverage and making the play anyway.
Let's see what they draw up on a 3rd and 7. Back to throw. Can't find anyone open, and he's forced to throw it away.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
So the Browns are going to kick the field goal on 4th down. Dustin Hopkins on for the attempt. This one from 42 yards out. Carlson's kick is good. And that'll get him back to 11.
You'd expect him to make most of those attempts from this distance, but it's never a lock. So they'll happily take this and finish off the drive with points.
Hopkins has it on the tee and is ready to send it flying. Returning it from the 4. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. The Eagles ready to set up shop on offense. They have played lights out on offense, scored their first 2 times out, Brock. A chance to go 3 for 3 and grow that lead here. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Starting on the ground here with Barkley. And they love to see him fighting forward, but he only gets him 3.
I know that may look like a whole lot of nothing burger on the stat sheet, but those are the kind of plays, that inside run, that you see creative play action come off of later in the game.
2nd down now, 7 to go. Hurts now from the gun. Goddard makes the catch. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in. And that play goes for 8 yards, and it keeps this drive moving.
Move the chains! Gotta move them chains! Build momentum and keep that defense on its heels.
They're set up at the 35 now. First down, a run with Barkley. And he powers through the middle for a gain of 4.
You know, Kate, these are some of the little hidden plays in a game. Right? Doesn't look like a whole lot on the stat sheet, but A, it gets you good yardage. B, it sets up your play action. And C, most importantly, keeps that defense guessing.
2nd and 6 coming up here. From the 39. That's going to be an incomplete pass on the throw to the right.
Well, you certainly want those throws to be automatic. Every team, if you're going to be efficient, you got to hit those passes in the short to intermediate zone to effectively move the ball in this league.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. That's caught for the 1st. And they push this down to the opposing 47-yard line. Big gain, 14 on the play. And that's good for an Eagles 1st down.
They've run this 12-yard out route, Kate, at the combine, well, all the way back to last century when I had to throw it. In this throw, this is a big boy throw. This is a differentiator. Can you make that deep out throw on time, on rhythm, and accurately? Well, that was teaching tape right there.
First and 10, here's Hurts. Hauled in by Goddard, left side. Good little rip there, looks like about 6. Greg Newsome bringing that play to an end.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
On 2nd down, here's Barkley. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
Kate, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
3rd and a lone yard coming up. Here's Hurts. Short throw is dropped. This one's incomplete. That's one he knows he should have had. And that leaves them with a decision to make on 4th and short.
That drop ruins the payoff to a well-designed play. It got a man open, it beat the coverage. That's a call they can revisit in the future with hopefully a much better job finishing the catch.
They'll run for it with Barkley. And his short gain gets them a new set of downs.
That's a pretty clear plan of attack by the back from the very start. Found the lane quickly, didn't hesitate, knew exactly what he needed to get past the marker.
First down, ball at the 36. Here's another carry for Barkley. He's corralled after a modest 4-yard gain. Hauled to the ground by Jordan Hicks.
You know, this is an offense that will emphasize the ground game at different points of each and every contest. And as long as they can reliably get gains like this, it's not going to change anytime soon.
2nd and 6 coming up here. From the 32. Into traffic, complete. We'll have him gain up about a handful there. That was Denzel Ward who brought that play to an end. It's the 2-minute warning now from the link. The Eagles driving. 3rd and just 2 to go. Shotgun snap for Hurts. He has the first over the middle. And he's brought down at the 17-yard line. They get an even 10 on that play. And that's a Philadelphia first down.
Such a terrific job by the receiver. You can't give that route away. You got to run a curl. And the best curl and go, hook and go, out and up guys, Kate, they run that initial route full speed. He did. Got the defense to bite, and the play went right over his head.
From the red zone now. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. Martin Emerson with the pick. Reaches the 40. Hits the 20. And he makes the house call. It's a touchdown on the pick 6. Heads up play from the linebacker there to take a short, innocent pass and just turn it into a major highlight for him and his guys.
And I know people are watching that going, how in the world the quarterback not see that linebacker?
Yeah.
But sometimes, Kate, your focus is so much on the safeties, the nickel, the corner. You just take for granted you could fit that ball in, and that linebacker said, not on my watch.
On comes Dustin Hopkins to try the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Browns cut the lead down to 4. A quick chance at redemption after that pick 6 as it's sent away. Here comes Williams on the return. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. Philadelphia's offense back out for another drive. They're getting close to a minute to play, Brock, and they're going to need that time with a long field ahead. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Hurts back to the air after the pick. Fires right away, but incomplete. Trying to find A.J. Brown. And we'll see what they do here on 2nd down.
I'll tell you this, Kate, they doubled him knowing that was where the pass was likely headed. That's doing your homework. A bit surprising QB still threw it in that direction with how well the defense had that one covered.
2nd down, Hurts throwing again. Able to find Dotson here. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in. Timeout taken by the Eagles. That's going to be their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. They're set up at the 35 now. Hurts looking to throw. Makes the grab in bounds left side. Give him 32 on that play. And that's good for an Eagles first down.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
So the complexion of this drive has changed dramatically now. New set of downs inside the 35. Hurts throwing again. Got it, brings it in on the slant. And this is pushed ahead for a gain of 5. Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah there to bring him down.
Good luck defending that short yardage slant. Just not going to happen. There's a reason. This is a go-to play for just about any quarterback in every situation.
Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. From the 27. That's caught by A.J. Brown. And he gets this down inside the red zone before going out. Give him 8 yards on the play. And that's a fill it. Now we have a stoppage. No challenges inside of 2 minutes and a half, but the replay official wants to take another look at this on their own. Well, we're going to see how much of a sideline maven he is, Brock. This one very close, whether he got the feet down or not.
And I'm so impressed by all these mavens because you've got to make that transition from college where 1 foot, you're good.
Yep.
But not at this level. You've got to be a ballerina. You've got to get those toes both in, and the replay booth will be the judge of it.
So they sent it to a second set of eyes in New York, and the call on the field is confirmed. And they've got themselves another 1st and 10. From the pistol, Hurts. Oh, not like this. An interception ends that drive. Jordan Hicks takes it away. And the Browns get the football just short of their 20 after the interception and return. Well, they were thinking at least a field goal on the drive if they couldn't reach the end zone, right? But the interception keeps them from even getting 3 out of this possession.
You really hope at the end of this game you don't look back and go, shoulda, woulda, coulda. Yeah. If we could have gotten some points out of that drive early, we wouldn't be in the situation we are in now.
The Browns taking the field with barely any time left in this opening half. Backed up this far and with such little time left, Brock, you gotta imagine they're just gonna kneel this out. We'll see how they choose to use these final 22 seconds, Brock, of our first half. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Finds him over the middle. And he's gonna be brought down up at the 28-yard line.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. In the 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. We're at halftime here in Philadelphia. And the Eagles have soared to a lead at the break. Now we'll send you down the East Coast to our studios in Orlando. Jonathan Coachman and the EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. Back to you and Brock in a bit. But first, time for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Here, it was the always dangerous Saquon Barkley with the impressive first half. He had a touchdown run that helped get his guys this halftime lead.
All right, thank you, Coach. And we are back and about set to begin the second half. Elliott's all set for the kickoff. Here's DeAndre Carter with the return. This return makes it up to the 25. The Cleveland offense headed out for this first series of the second half. They'll try to get that ground game established better than they did in the opening half, Brock. See if they can attack that deficit. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Slot man in motion left. They'll run it from the gun. And they try to power it forward, but only a couple of yards there.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. Back-to-back carries here. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line. That's a pickup of 9. And that gives the Browns a first.
That's the type of call that offensively, man, it just builds so much confidence. I don't even think they were looking to get the first down. Just get to a manageable 3rd down, but instead they move the chains, and that is one disheartening look on that defense.
Pass play on 1st and 10. And that falls incomplete.
Can't cover it much better than that really well-covered Kate on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
Couldn't connect on 1st. It's 2nd down. He'll throw it. He throws a bullet down the right sideline. Ooh, would have been a big gainer if they connected, but they could not. Instead, 3rd down coming up.
There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage, and that really did help force the incompletion.
No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. And oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Picked off by Quinyon Mitchell. And he takes this one back for the pick 6. You get a pick 6, you get a pick 6. These defenses, Brock, wow, they have competed. Seeing who ends up with the best highlight of the game, huh?
A highlight? You're going to call a pick 6 and multiple? Highlight, Kate?
No, even if it's your defense doing it, come on, B-Rock.
No highlight for a quarterback.
Elliott on now to attempt a point after. The point after splits the uprights. And the Eagles drive their lead to 11. Well, Brock, hopefully some short memories on offense as they get it right back here on the kickoff after that pick 6. Return starts at the 9. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. Back out now comes the Browns offense. And this game might be going better if he could have some more time just to work back there. This pass rush has been all over them. Really keeps taking this offense out of any grooves that they've managed to get into.
Okay, I like to say in life there's energy givers and there's energy vampires.
Yeah.
And for this defense, these sacks right here, they're such energy givers. And, man, it's like a vampire sucking the juice out of an offense.
Yeah, I love that. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing. On the slant, complete to Judy. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it, going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
1st and 10 from the 41. Pass play now. Gets this to Johnson. And they'll manage to contain him after about a 6-yard pickup. Zach Bond with the tackle.
That is a textbook first down completion. Sets up second and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. From the 47. This has been a trend, yet another interception. Sidney Brown makes the play. Well, no doubt there was some doom and gloom on the sideline following their interception, right? But a little bit of new life now as their defense picks him up, gets it right back for them.
Hey, I am all for a nice little game of one-upmanship between these two defenses. You picked our guy off, fine. We'll answer right away. See how you follow that up.
The Eagles and quarterback Jalen Hurts ready to go once more on offense. And as we can see here, it hasn't been the easiest game for him to operate out there, right? Number of rough moments for him. This defense able to pick him off twice to highlight their performance against him. Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. And he'll bowl his way ahead for a 4-yard pickup.
You know, gains that seem a little tougher to get against a front, gosh, this QB just makes routine. Such effortless running to pick up a handful on that designed run.
2nd and 6 coming up here. From the 41. This one is hit by a defender and winds up incomplete. He was looking for A.J. Brown there. And that means 3rd down coming up.
And you ask a lot of your defenders on that field. It is not easy to play defense in today's NFL. Not only stay in their assignment's hip pocket, but to make plays on the ball as it arrives. He was challenged with an intermediate throw, and he swatted it away with ease.
That one's cut along the left sideline. And he's going to be brought down at the 23-yard line. Give him 18 yards on that play, Brock, and it gets him a 1st down.
I'm not sure how this defense let that guy slip through him like that. On 3rd down, nonetheless, he took that snap as an opportunity, and man, did he make an impact play.
1st down throwing for Hurts. Escapes the pocket. He's going to pull this one down and run with it. And he's going to score. Touchdown, Philadelphia! The Eagles parlay the interception into points. Jalen Hurts with the touchdown. Wow, great work there by the quarterback. The play broke down, didn't really have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise. And in the end, Brock, the best call he could have made.
Yeah, and you can do it in different ways in today's NFL, right? The Tom Brady's just recently retired. He did it with his brain. He did it with his mind, but you've got to be able to improvise, as you said. You got to be able to create when a play breaks down. And when you can put 6 on the board, man, does that infuse your offensive group with confidence.
That one splits the uprights. And the Eagles push their lead to 18. Elliott's all set for the kickoff. That's going to be taken in at the 8. Finds some space. He's past the 30. Tackle made as the return gets it out to the 32. The Browns and this running back headed back out for a new series. And Brock, I know the goal is always points every drive, but I think just as big a goal, gotta play clean football here. You cannot give it away for a third consecutive possession.
Yeah, we call that rebuilding some confidence in yourself as a group, right? Just to execute without the mistakes. Pros, you can shake off a turnover with ease, but back-to-back, even the seasoned vets have a little trouble getting past that.
Interception last drive doesn't deter them. They're going right back to the air. He's out in the clear. And the Eagles get the football back with great field position there at the 36.
There's some serious self-scouting going on right now. What is this quarterback not seeing that has led to these 3 interceptions in just this game? And then overall, what is this offense doing that has this defense clued in coverage-wise to every route combination they're trying to throw?
Philadelphia getting ready to go on offense. And I'm pretty sure, Brock, they hadn't even all sat down on that sideline yet to rest. And now they're right back out there with a great chance to repeat their last touchdown.
And you will take that every day of the week and twice on Sundays. You don't mind at all. You got that defense right now reeling after the touchdown. And look at where they start with the football now.
First down, ball at the 36. They put a receiver in motion here left. On first down, Hurts. He's on the move. He's going to keep it this time. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. They get 35 out of that one. And now they have a first and goal.
Obviously, a defense wants to take away all the reads and prevent any kind of big throw for the first down. Fine. Well, this QB, he'll just lower his head and gash the defense with one of the biggest runs of the game.
Option play headed right on first and goal. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
You get these goal-to-go situations, the last thing you're thinking offensively is you're going backwards. And to go back 4 yards, well, that's a tip of the cap to that defense.
After the loss, it's second and goal from the 5. Barkley on the shotgun handoff. And that hit stops him in his tracks. Stuffed once again, and now suddenly they're left with third and goal.
Well, now things get a little dicey for this offense. 1 down left before a big decision to make. Do you continue to try running it against a front that stopped you, or are you now forced to put the ball in the air?
Hurts now on third and goal. And he's going to score. Touchdown, Philadelphia! The Eagles pick it off and get points on the ensuing drive. It's a Devontae Smith touchdown. Slant route, as it does so many times every game we call, Brock. Paying dividends. Made that touchdown look a lot easier than it was.
An uncontested release that close to the end zone spells disaster for a defense every time, Kate. You got to have a whole lot more physicality at the point of attack because a QB is always going to be looking for that short little slant near the goal line.
Elliott on now to attempt the point after. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Eagles continue piling onto this lead. Elliott's all set for the kickoff. He fields it from the 8. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The Browns getting their offense out there. And the turnovers have not helped as they find this game out of reach at the moment here in the 3rd. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Blown back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. And they limit the damage just a few yards on that gain. That's Nolan Smith there for the stop. Give them a few yards on that run. It's 2nd and 7.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
Here's 2nd and 7. He lobs it up, left sideline, looking for a jump play. And he's there to send that one away, incomplete.
Well, I'll tell you what that deflection is all about is following the quarterback's eyes. DB knew where that throw was going. With that intuition, he's able to get a hand on it and send it right out of bounds.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Dropping back to throw. Passing struggles, bleeding over from that last play. He's forced to get rid of this one.
You know, it's a point of emphasis in practice each and every week, no matter where we go. How are we going to attack the coverage on 3rd down? Well, they chose the wrong play off that call sheet that time.
The Browns are lined up to punt. And he wants to hit his 2nd effort just as well as he hit his 1st. He broke 50 on his 1st punt and looks to have done the same here. Fair catch made, a little beyond the 20-yard line. We don't get a return out of that punt. And they'll get ready to go on offense. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Operating from the gun. Here's Hurts. That pass complete to Goddard. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down. It's a gain of 12 there. And that's good for an Eagles 1st down.
Well, that is pretty darn impeccable timing between the two. To hit a curl route of that length, it takes great anticipation and precision by the quarterback, and the receiver on the other end finishing it, doing his job.
They'll go from the gun with Barkley. Escapes a defender. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. An excellent gain, 20 yards there, and that's going to move the sticks.
I'll tell you what, Kay, one of the things I'm most proud of coming out of broadcast are my O-line buddies that will hit me up during the game and say thank you. Thank you for finally showing some love and giving some light to what those big boys are doing up front. I got to play with some of the best to do it. I got to see it up close and personal. Because of it, I'll never forget it. And they just showed up on that run.
Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. Hurts now from the gun. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's brought down after pushing to that 35-yard line. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the 1st down.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap 1st down.
They're set up at the 35 now. 1st and 10. Here's Hurts. And they touch him down. Looks to be about 4 yards short of the sticks.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a 1st down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. Shotgun snap for Hurts. Flushed out of the pocket. Now here he goes. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
You know, that's one of those little mental Rolodex plays. Right before the snap, you know if the read isn't there, that option isn't there, you can use your legs to make the adjustment and go get the 1st down.
Thankfully, only 1 quarter to play now. We've reached the end of 3 in this lopsided affair. It's Eagles ball, and this one looks like it may already be out of reach. They have themselves another 1st and 10. Throwing from the gun. This throw is caught. And they'll advance this down to the 5-yard line. That one goes for 15, and now they're going to have 1st and goal.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal. Hurts to throw. And he has it in the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. The Eagles keep running away with this. A.J. Brown, the touchdown. It's plays like this that make him so well.
I'm a star is even when people know his number's being called, he still finds a way to deliver.
Elliott on now to attempt a point after. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Eagles grow their lead yet again. Elliott's all set for the kickoff. Here's Ford on the return. Some good work on that return. Brock gets this up to the 33. The Cleveland offense back out and getting set for the drive. They were only on the field for 3 plays their prior series, Brock. Let's see what changes they make to take over here. Ball at the 33 for 1st down. Throwing from the gun here. Finding Judy. And he's downed after getting this up to the 41.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for on 1st down. Textbook. It sets up 2nd and very manageable, and then creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
2nd and 3 now. Here's a throw. It was there, but he couldn't hang on. That's incomplete.
You know, that's one of those situations you want to get your back in space. Well, you accomplish that. Unfortunately, you don't make anything happen because you don't bring the ball in cleanly.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. Pass play coming here. Complete beyond the marker. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
1st and 10, ball set up at the 48. Throwing it again here. Got a man, it's Njoku. And they get this down roughly to the 34-yard line. They get 18 yards out of it and a new set of downs.
You want to start a good debate sometime, Kate? Go in an NFL locker room and ask which position is the best athlete. The big guys, the left tackles will tell you it's them. The corners will tell you it's them. But I'll tell you what, these tight ends of today, the way they can run and break tackles and get in the open field, they truly are some of the best athletes on the team.
And this throw is knocked away, incomplete. Looking that time for Deontay Johnson. And it's going to be 2nd down.
You know, that is so hard to do. That's called body control. Great positioning to swat the ball away, not go through the receiver, no penalty flag. He's got the body control and, more importantly, the timing to knock that ball away.
2nd and 10 now. Hits him on the out route. And he's able to drive this to the 29 before the stop.
There's no route on the old proverbial route tree, Kate, that takes more trust than throwing an out route. You're throwing it to a spot and believing your guy can get there.
Here they come. This is 3rd and 5. Off the play fake, he'll throw. And they pick him off again. Picked off by Quinyon Mitchell. And the Eagles take over inside the 35 after the interception. interception and a spirited return.
You know, I can still hear the call all the way up in the booth. Okie, Okie! That's what that whole defense screams after an interception, and you see everybody getting involved. That nearly went for a house call. Just an incredible effort by that offense to run it down. But even with that, they will take that Okie any day. What a huge pick in return for that defense.
The Eagles are being led back out there on offense by their quarterback. And this is some quality film review right here. Look at this. Couple of touchdowns, good amount of yards, too. He's been moving them down the field like only he can, putting together quite the game for himself in the process. It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. Barkley trying this up the gut, and he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Back to the line they go. It's second down. Motion man left is Brown. Second and 12 behind the sticks. Taken in by Smith. And that will not be enough for a first down. So now here's 3rd and 5. From the pistol, Hurts escapes the pocket. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the defense comes through. That's going to back them up and bring up 4th down.
You're just not going to win many games in this league when you can't generate a pass rush until the 4th quarter. You needed to feel the impact from this defense earlier and more often in this game. The lack thereof, well, it's a big part of what's put them playing from behind in the final stanza of this one.
So on 4th down, on comes the Eagles kicker, Jake Elliott, for the try. From the left hash, this is from 47. The kick by Hopkins is good. And a fairly insurmountable lead grows by 3 more.
Yet another shot across the bow of a ship that's already sinking here, Kate. He could have made that field goal. Heck, he could have turned around and kicked it directly at his coach because it feels like they've got this one in hand.
Elliott's all set for the kickoff. This one's fielded at the 40-yard line. Finds some space. He's past the 30. This return makes it up to the 37 as he's tackled. Cleveland's offense all set to take over. Their last series sure was looking like points up until that interception, Brock. Hopefully they can move the ball similarly well as they take over here. The Browns, nice field position here as they start out 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception. He's looking to throw. Throw reeled in by Njoku. And they get this down to the 44 before he stopped. Give him 18 yards on that play, Brock, and it gets him a first down.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a first down.
One play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory. They'll throw on 1st. Well, the pressure nearly got to him, but still a good play defensively as that one falls incomplete. Intended target there was David Njoku. And now it's 2nd down.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
That's Tillman. He's got it. Decent gain here, but short of the first.
I'll tell you this, you don't want to make a living throwing into double coverage, but double coverage and still finding a way to beat the defense and haul it in. That's not a situation many players win, and there aren't a lot of quarterbacks willing to make that throw and trust their receiver to get it done.
Back to throw on third down. Dumped off to his running back. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
This dude's just simply got a nose for the marker no matter how they get him the ball, Kate. Hand it to him, and he sniffs out that first down. Get it to him on a screen, and it's no different. He surges ahead and keeps this drive moving.
1st and 10 now from the 30. They'll throw it again. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Brock. You know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush hour, and there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort of hit. It's on you to protect your guys. Credit that defense for flying around and making the play.
Here he is to throw on 2nd down. Dumps it off to his running back. And they stop him. He's marked down along that 18-yard line. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the first.
At that down and distance, this group was pretty confident a screen would get him enough yards for the first, and it did. And so long as it keeps working like that, I bet you it'll be a go-to play for them when they need it the next time.
So that brings us to the 2-minute warning in Philly. Browns just want to get out of here with how this one is gone. A new set of downs forthcoming. It's 1st and 10. They are throwing it again. That one complete to Njoku. And he'll go down. Looks like they're marking him at the 11.
Sometimes when you're just looking to move it forward, get some small yards on a throw, quarterback's best friend, security blanket. And when it's a big old tight end, that's an extra bonus.
2nd and 3 now. Still sticking with the passing game. The throw is caught. And he drives this forward to the 6. A gain of 5, Brock, and now they're going to have 1st and goal.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you can depend on.
He'll throw it yet again. The shot to the end zone is incomplete. Took his shot at 6 that time. So now it'll be 2nd and goal. Targets have far less room to work in this red zone, Brock, but down this close as a former quarterback, I'm just going to assume you got to feel like he should have been able to hold on through whatever.
Yeah, and every once in a while you get in that huddle and you remind him, now listen, guys, it's going to be contested. We know this. It's a physical game, all 100 yards up and into the red zone and end zone. But when you get down here, you've got to come up with contested catches, and he couldn't.
And no one had a shot at that. It's out of the back of the end zone, incomplete.
Quarterbacks, well, they're a lot like sharpshooters in the NBA. Sometimes they're just going to miss. You got to shake it off and keep on firing.
Buckle up. It's 3rd and goal. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. And that'll chip away some of this near the end. It's caught for a touchdown. The Browns putting up points in a game decided. Now, this one has been a long game, no doubt. But, hey, something positive to look back on there.
But they didn't quit, Kate. And I know that sounds a little cliche at this professional level, but it really is an important thing. This one will still hurt, but they showed some execution and fire.
On is Hopkins for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Browns cut the lead down to a more manageable 28 points. Hopkins has it on the tee and is ready to send it flying. Return coming from the 6. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. Now the Eagle offense headed back out to the field. And taking a look at these highlights, Brock, just a reminder of the type of game that they have had throwing the football. It really has been the key to their success.
Yeah, they've just not only stayed on schedule here, Kate. Man, they've made some music, right? Great rhythm.
Yeah.
Not just ahead of schedule, but huge plays have followed. We've seen a lot of different looks and wrinkles throughout this performance, and it's been a joy to watch.
They're out and set, 1st and 10. Straight ahead, here's Barkley. And they'll bring him down after a pretty short gain. Only 2 yards, and it brings up 2nd and 8. They go to Barkley again. And he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12. So it's an Eagles win here in this one. They did their part, Brock, defending the home field, using that advantage to secure the victory. We know home field advantage is a real thing. The crowd, they did their part too, adding to just an awesome atmosphere, helping energize those players at big moments of today's ball game.
Yeah, it is super fun to win on the road. I'm not going to lie, to quiet the crowd. But you know what's even better? When you get to celebrate with your family, your friends, your hometown people, your community, and you know, more importantly, they played a role as that extra voice in that building, man. It is a rewarding feeling.